Staying on Rashford very quickly. Yeah, misery does love company. Rashford to Arsenal, would that be a good move, Mo?
No, what is wrong? I'm gonna say this again. I said it in my video earlier. Arsenal should not be treated as a guinea pig club. Not. Arsenal are not an experiment. Sterling, Havertz, let's revive Martinelli's career. Let's give it a shot. Let's give Thomas Partey and try again. Marcus Rashford, I'm not saying he's going to fail or not fair, right? But the more likely outcome, it's not going to work. Look at Sterling, all the Arsenal fans, Raheem the dream. He's going to be the backup. Where is Raheem Sterling? He's a ghost. He doesn't even exist. The guy doesn't even exist for Arsenal. And also, I'm just going to say this. If Chelsea sign Marcus Rashford, that's fine. Why? Chelsea are in the phase of experiment. They're trying. Jadon Sancho, maybe it will work. Pedro Neto, maybe he won't get injured. Joao Felix, because of the Gallagher situation. Arsenal aren't. Arsenal are not in a place to experiment with Marcus Rashford.
In the chat, they're telling you he's better than Martinelli.
It doesn't matter. Okay, that's not the point. Number one, Martinelli at the current moment is better, right? I'm not going to talk about the football because Marcus Rashford, based on what we have seen over the last 2 years, doesn't work for the teammate. He's an explosive player that led Man United in the goal scoring and the assists. I think the GA in the season that they came third under Ter Hag. However, if you watch him, doesn't work hard for the team, needs the right environment. I actually want to say something. Arsenal are not even the right environment for players now to revive their career. Arsenal are under a lot of pressure. Everyone now at Arsenal knows that they have to win. There are fans that started booing in the stadium, something that you haven't seen in 2-3 years under Arteta. Now, people are starting booing. Will Marcus Rashford thrive under that much pressure? Under someone like Hussam sitting on his show, Arsenal, you must. And another guy on AFTV taking the mic and say, we must. And then another guy in the stadium saying, we must. And also now we're talking about mainstream media, TalkSport saying, Arsenal, you must win the league or the Champions League. And it goes the circle. Do you think Marcus Rashford will thrive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see him go to Arsenal. I don't want to see him go to Arsenal anyway. I don't want to see him stay in England. I want him to go abroad. I think he needs that. Although I think he'd kill it at Arsenal because I still think he's a very good player, and I think in the right environment, which I think Arsenal has. I'm about to say with the right tactics. Not that his tactics have been particularly free flowing recently, but I feel like Arsenal would thrive at Arsenal. Rashford, I think he could play for most of the top 6 teams and do very well. But you agree
it's an experiment?
Is
it a Sterling situation? It's like a Sterling situation.
No, I wouldn't. Yes, I would. I understand where you're coming from with that. So no, that's also a reason for Arsenal not to do it as well. I think anywhere Rashford goes, because his form isn't great right now. However, I've got a feeling his form might improve for United now because I think it's out in the open. I think he's by now today at this point, he's probably spoke to Amorim, told him what he wants to do. And I think there'll be a bit of a gentleman's agreement of, okay, we'll help you do that. Work hard for us now. And I think you might see, and what I'm saying is if Rashford starts scoring again and playing well for us and then leaves, that might change people's views by that point, if that makes sense. But I don't think he should.
I don't think it will.
I agree.
I think their views are way too
far. You think he's going to play again for Man United?
Yes.
I actually don't think he will either.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he will play.
I don't think he's going to play.
He might have a cameo here and a cup or something, but he might not play. He won't be part of. You think after this interview, Marcus Rashford can have a place in the team, like a starting place or even an impact sub or something like that?
I think
it's a damning interview. Him and also, he literally said there are no hard feelings. I will be always a red and everything, but
yeah, I think
reading it doesn't feel like he's sentimental that much about the team.
I think he is. It's all going to depend about his attitude in training, his attitude towards training, not his personal demeanor. And I think if him and Amorim have a good conversation on the board and they clear the air and it's okay, we'll let you go when the right bid comes in. Rashford is going to want to continue playing because he's not going to want to sit around for a month, 2 months before he maybe moves or into the summer and sort of be very stale as a football player. I think there's still a place for him to play some games. It depends if the bids come in. But if, for instance, though, we get assigned, say we get a call today from a PSG that say, look, we're going to bid for him in January, maybe then we won't play him because you don't want to risk injuring him, as an example. But if he's not going to leave until the summer, there's a very good chance he plays a number of football matches this season.
Yes, I think after January, if he's not gone, that's when he will play.
So
But
I
from
think
now until January 30th, I don't think he plays.
maybe.
Just quickly on the Arsenal thing,
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to agree with Mo. The benchmark can't be Martinelli. That's like me saying, bring me anyone he's better than Nunez. Then let's just buy from Jordanian League because they're better than Nunez as well. You need to be able to improve the team, improve the squad. You clearly need a magician in your team, which Rashford isn't. I think you need someone like a Kvaratskhelia. That's someone who will change your fortunes. So that's what I think. Listen, Rashford, to be fair, Mo said it's not an experiment. It is the way that they're playing this season. It's literally an experiment. Some games attacking, some games defensive, some games at piece of C, sometimes score goals. So I don't know, but I think they need a lot better if they want to win the league title.
Do you guys think the Havertz situation worked? Do you guys think the experiment worked?
To an extent. There is no black and white answer.
Okay. Are you leaning towards that money should have spent somewhere else?
I mean, if you're talking about the money strictly, yes.
That's very important.
See, my answer is a little...
in hindsight today.
Well,
December 17th,
I get you. I'll answer it. The answer is you could have still bought Havertz. It shouldn't be the money should have been spent elsewhere. They should have spent additional money. So for me, if I'm an Arsenal fan looking at this scenario, I would be happy with what Kai Havertz cost and what he's delivered so far. I would be happy with it if we'd also gone out and bought Isak and or a Gyökeres or a Kvaratskhelia. It could be someone on the left, doesn't need to be a central striker. Where it's gone wrong for... By the way, if Martinelli would have got back to that level of 2 seasons ago and higher and was scoring more and assisting more, I don't think Kai Havertz becomes a conversation. Kai Havertz has done quite well for Arsenal. It's actually the drop-off of Trossard and the drop-off of Martinelli that's become the biggest problem in their attack, and actually the drop-off of Gabriel Jesus as well, because he started quite well at Arsenal. Those 3, I think, are a much bigger talking point than Kai Havertz, because what should have happened is better recruiting in those other areas and potentially some of those players going. I mean, in the summer now with hindsight, if Gabriel Jesus leaves and Nico Williams had come in, or Martinelli had left and Nico Williams had come in, I think Arsenal could be top of the league right now. There's the potential for that. They might have won some more of those games simply because they had an additional attacker who's of sort of a Saka level and or above, right? So I don't think Kai Havertz has been the most amazing signing ever. Oh my God, one of the best strikers in Arsenal's history. I think he's done well for the money so far. I believe their problems are not because they bought him. It's because they haven't strengthened in other areas, or they put too much faith in Martinelli, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus for me. But that's, as you said, that's hindsight talking as an example. But yeah, I would be demanding,
because that is related to Marcus Rashford. What if Marcus Rashford comes in and then becomes another Havertz situation? Where
if you buy a Marcus Rashford, because of his profile and how much money he's going to cost you to buy and pay in salary, he has to come in and be someone who delivers massively for you. It can't be someone who, because remember when Kai Havertz came in, there was this: is he a midfielder? Is he going to be the second striker? When he was purchased, Gabriel Jesus was meant to be the main number 9, right? So we're going to use hindsight. We've got to go back to what the thoughts were at the time. Jesus was meant to be the main number 9, and Kai Havertz was kind of coming in and he'd play a backup 9, he'd go into midfield sometimes. But due to Jesus' injuries and falling off, Kai Havertz has done well playing in that number 9 position. His goal return since he moved into that role has been pretty good. I think it's about 60% of games he gets goals or assists in, which is a decent return, right? If Rashford goes in, he has to be somebody that's doing 35, 40 GA a season, of course, if fit. And he has to stay fit, which he predominantly does. So that's why I agree that I wouldn't go there if I was Rashford. There's going to be a lot of pressure on you. And if you're Arsenal, if you buy Kvaratskhelia and it doesn't work, there's no criticism. There's no criticism because everybody wants him and everybody expects him to do well. And if he doesn't, when I say there's no criticism, there's a lot less criticism. You get Rashford and it fails, all hell's going to break loose. So I think that I do agree. I think for both parties, and there's a bit of personal bias in this, I don't want Rashford going. Even though I think he could do really well, I wouldn't take the risk personally. I wouldn't take the risk if I was in charge of making that decision.
It's not about Rashford, it's about Arsenal for me. If Arsenal get Rashford, I think they might be finished. It's just, number one, he doesn't suit Kai Havertz. Like, he doesn't suit the team. I think he shouldn't go there. He shouldn't go there at all. And Arsenal shouldn't be even near him. And people that are starting to entertain the idea, like Gunnar Solskjaer, my friend, and others as well, that started to entertain the idea, running the things on Twitter and everywhere that we should get Kai Havertz. Same people that said that we should get Sterling, and they're complaining today. This is bullshit. People think I'm against Arsenal. I believe these fans are against Arsenal. They don't know. You know, they don't know what's good for them, bro. Wallahi, they don't know what's good for
Why
them.
is better than Martinelli?
It's not. They don't know, bro. They defend anything. Bro. It's ridiculous, bro. Rashford, get me.
I think Arsenal fans have got to that level where Liverpool fans got to 3 years ago, where you can't criticize anything the club does, and they just like agree with everything.
No, some do have some shame. Some do.
I was
Come
one
on,
of the people that called out the Nunes transfer before he even became a Liverpool player. I didn't want him. That's when the Hussam villain arc started. You know, oh, Hussam, you're negative, bullshit. And 3 years later, 4 years later, we're on 0 league titles for a reason. So, listen, man, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. You're never gonna win titles if you're signing as Marcus Rashford. You're just not.
You're already in the slums today. So how are you going to Marcus Rashford? You know, Marcus Rashford. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna say something. Wallahi, Arsenal, if you're signing a reject, you're finished. Because Marcus Rashford at the current moment is a reject from Man United. We all agree.
I think there's only one player left.
One player left. What do you mean?
And I will try to fix you. Rashford, left wing. Nunes up top. Havertz, right wing. Let's go.
Okay, so they buy Rashford. They play Nunes and Rashford, Nunes, Kai
If
Havertz.
Arsenal buy Darwin Nunes, wallahi, I will buy an Arsenal shirt with Nunes on the back, and I will hang it here, and I will write "Thank you, Arsenal" next to it, just like Giroud. Thank you, Arsenal. I'll be grateful forever for the rest of my life. You have saved me. Listen, Arteta, if you can save players, come buy him, man. Listen, Terry gave the donkey analogy earlier on. I have prime donkey for you. Come buy it. I'll hang him here.
I hear you on that. Let's go to some of these super chats here. First one says, I would have taken Rashi 2 years ago, but now I don't think he is salvageable. I understand that point there. Thank you, Luke Skywalker, encouraging everybody to hit the like buttons. And we're on 8 out of 30 super chats now, so we're getting close to that target. If you haven't seen it yet, click on the goals on the live chat, and it tells you all about it. Mo, with all due respect, no United fan denies Rashi's talent. That isn't true, Marcy. A lot have denied his talent.
No, that's not true, Marcy. A lot do.
It was LB who was saying he's never been a good player. No, listen, like LB did say that, but loads of United fans. Just go on Twitter. Just go to Twitter, or X as it's now called. Trust me, Marcy, I respect the super chat, brother. Thank you very, very much indeed. But that's not the case.
Is the dog in the pool again?
Sorry, guys. I just got to find a lolly for my daughter.
Okay.
I thought the dog is in the pool again, or there's frogs somewhere.
I just have to tell Marcy. Let me just tell you something.
Mo gendering. Wow. At least say more gender, not gendering.
Born and bred Mank Ahmed said that Marcus Rashford is not good. He's just an average player.
Message from Don. Oh, sorry, for Don. Sorry, my dyslexia. For Don from Todd. Could you please inform me when you hear Liverpool are going to bid on a player? Yours sincerely, Todd, the psychopath.
We bid on Chiesa. Why didn't you buy him?
He's finished. Rashford is bigger than Man United post 2013. Oh, stop it. Rashford rejected City. Fatty Rooney wanted City. Again.
Wrong, actually. Fatty Rooney wanted Chelsea. Get your facts right.
There we go. I'm not Arsenal fans. Not all Arsenal fans wanted Sterling. Yeah,
but listen, Daniel, the majority of the people we spoke to, and I speak for Sam as well, they tried to justify the Sterling signing. The majority of them.
It got into my head so much that I said it's a loan without a risk.
Yes. Same as the Chiesa to Liverpool signing. When Liverpool fans,
I understand the banter. I understand why some people want it, because if Sterling goes there and does really well, it's like I do get it, but there's just too many risks. Big up, boys. Keep the blue flag flying high is what the fouled wizard said. Thank you very much, bro. We're becoming reject FC. Arteta thinking he's Mr. Miyagi and can fix everyone. Still can't believe we signed Kai, although he way overperformed my expectations, is what Connor Keating has got to say here.
And Rashford, that's just going to be a team from hell right there.
I understand that. RJ said something here when we were talking earlier about the gambling substances. For instance, Hussam recently said, "Don't gamble; it's bad," as he smokes a cigarette. But can I just say something on this about you, Hussam? Hussam doesn't judge me because I might have a gamble. He's absolutely entitled to say, "I don't believe in it and I don't do it," and that's for cultural and religious reasons, of course. But the point that you're missing the fundamental point. I'm someone that advocates for people not to smoke. But I'm not going to sit here and go, "I'm having the Sam on my channel because he's a smoker," and I don't agree with it moralistically. So therefore, he's a bad person, and therefore I'm going to slag him off every chance I get. That's weird because I believe in personal sovereignty. He's allowed to do that. That is his choice, and I respect his choice. That's what I'm talking about here when it comes to individuals, my friend. So yes, it's just I just couldn't imagine spending my day sort of slagging people off on the internet because they do things that I don't necessarily agree with, that are not directly hurting anybody else, especially if you do things that also hurts other people. Like, it's just crazy. It's you're not perfect. You're not perfect. So stop standing there and preaching like you are. It's crazy. That's what I meant by it. But there we go. Mo, how can I say Arsenal are done if we get Rashford? Mo, how can I say Arsenal are done if we are getting Rashford? I think he's trying to say.
Because it's a new experiment, Daniel. He's trying to defend it. Allah, I don't understand. How, guys, Arsenal today, it's 5 years into Arteta, right? He is the longest serving manager in the top 6 club without a Premier League or a Champions League. You already tried with Martinelli, Kai Havertz. You tried with other players. Now, I'm not saying that Marcus... People don't understand me wrong. I never said that Marcus Rashford will 100% not work. But Arsenal should not do the uncertainty. As Terry said, you get Kvaratskhelia. You know that 90% it will work. If it doesn't work, you will be criticized. But you get Marcus Rashford, you're doing a 50-50 thing. You get Sterling is a 50-50 thing. Do you want to put your...
Either works or he doesn't. You don't know.
Like,
you don't know.
Do you want to put your club at the current moment in a 50-50 situation 5 years into a manager's project when you must win? No.
Yeah. No, I hear you completely.